David Erasmus.
Cottage.
That's the one.
We are quoting up to 14 days. Not 14 days, 8 days.
Oh, that's better.
2,000 litres on a half tank. Let me have a look. 777, yeah.
Okay, that's fine. 700 big ones for some gas that I don't even want. It's horrible. We need to change this system. That's the worst utility bill I've ever heard of.
I'll tell you all and anything.
As I was sitting here this morning in the beautiful sunshine, feeling settled for the first time, I think, really. It's been a lot of stuff going on with trying to move sites, trying to settle in with the neighbours and get this place up to scratch. But today I woke up very peaceful, put the heater on, cover on, reading the little Bothy Bible. If you don't know about Bothys, I'll put a link in below. They have an amazing culture and philosophy, these little huts in the middle of the mountains in the wilderness, particularly in Scotland. There's about 80 of them, open to all. People can just come in, they use it, they leave it as they find it. But it's all about making it a home for yourself for the evening. You know, if you don't prepare well, it's a horror. And if you do prepare well, you might meet interesting people, you might have a very special experience. They say that fire is central to the Bothy experience. This is not a Bothy, it's not open to anyone to come, but that kind of slightly more open vibe is something that I really value. If Bothys are over here and normal individualistic living's over here, I guess I care about something slightly more exciting and interesting in the middle, and also where you have to make it yourself. It doesn't just happen for you, you don't just consume it, but you create that experience together as friends. There we go, that's my morning ramble for you. These guys are from Lewis. They've been working on a recycled fashion brand, which I'm sure they'll tell you more about, but they reached out to me a couple of months ago, and I said, come over in the new year and show me what you're working with. That's cheesy, I probably won't put that in the vlog, but show me what you've been doing. It feels very much like we're on the same vibe, so I feel very pleased to meet you guys. I'm glad you came over.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Experienced the jungle room this morning, did you like it?
Yeah, really cool, really cool.
You're now in our nicely refurbished room. Did you see the videos where we were refurbing it?
Yeah, we did.
Truthfully, do you think it looks better or worse, or feels better or worse than what you imagined by looking at it on the video?
Better, especially this room is better.
Okay.
I think that room was so dramatically different.
Yeah.
Whereas this room, maybe in the videos, you couldn't quite see like the smaller things you've done.
And I like that it's all just like facing the fire.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Basically what they're saying is I was the real winner of the challenge last week. Alfie, you know the truth. Quite chuffed with the old house slippers. They've been a bit of a hit.
But you want me to go. Tell me and I'll argue, stay right by you, boy. Yeah, I've never seen that.
Have you seen the sign on here? Please hoot. I didn't write that, Brenda wrote that. There is a little river and some wild woodland, and the bluebells are springing up there, and I will show you that at some point. If you've got any questions about the Corcovado project, about what it is, what it's becoming, please stick them in the comments or on Twitter, and I will make a video or a part of a video to answer them. It's changing and it's growing into this sort of network, essentially, of which Brenda's cottage, when the huts get here, will just be one little node in that network. Actually, just before we do this stuff, look at our new wood store. Let me show you guys what I've been learning the last few days. That is oak, and this is ash. My friend Ali dropped off this wood for the log burner the other day, or for the open fireplace. I found it quite hard to tell the difference between the oak and the ash, but he basically said that the ash is what comes up nice and pure like this, and this is the wood. The ash is what we've been serving up the food on as well, when we've had like big cooking nights, and the oak comes up a bit more flecky, so it's a bit more wobbly, a bit more waney. Some of the stuff he drops off is so pure and round and perfect, like that bit of ash there, that I can't bear to burn it, so I'm going to turn that into some kind of Corco merch, I think. So
You need to get whittling day.
yeah, these guys said, yeah, we've got this little thing we can bring along. And I was thinking, oh no, what's it going to look like? And then we turned up to the jungle room, and it's this awesome Landrover, firstly, with an amazing contraption on the back. This is Lewis Road, your luxury recycled leather goods.
So it's made from recycled Landrover parts. So I guess kind of encompassing what the company's about.
Did you do this yourself?
Yeah, so something British, something, recycled, and yeah.
Wow. So how much do you reckon the trailer actually cost you?
The parts were £500.
Really?
And then, so I think in total it was about £1,000.
I'm guessing that's not the real number plate.
No, the real number plate.
Guys, these are their socials. Check them out. I'll put them in the links below.
Just give us a chance. But do you want me to leave?
Oh my gosh. This is amazing.
From a car boot.
Ah, okay, from a car boot sale. Yeah. Can I get in?
Yeah, go for it.
So this is like a space for a mattress.
Yeah, it was previously. Yeah, like the guy when I bought the tub had a mattress in it. And
What's the
stuff.
tub?
This.
The actual.
Well, so the roof on a Land Rover, you can take everything apart.
The tub is the bottom half.
Yeah.
Okay.
Had like a mattress and it was like covered in like loads of like travel stickers. So you had to like get head right and like peel them all off.
I see. These are nice fittings here.
Yeah,
You've got the old USB. I like that.
A leisure battery.
Nice.
Which is from the solar panel.
Ooh, if you like.
Feeds into the plugs here, and then like you've did a bit of wiring and just.
I tried my best. Yeah. Great. So you got nice sides to it, and then if you pull them open, then we've got the hangers where they put all of your clothes, your t-shirts and stuff like that.
Yeah, bags.
Lovely. And then you lock the shelf onto here, and that keeps it all sturdy.
Yeah.
That is like the perfect mobile little shop. It's beautiful. Mate, this Land Rover's pretty naughty as well. I've been thinking about doing a electric 4x4 conversion.
Yeah.
Do you reckon an old Land Rover would be a good one to put an electric kit in or not?
Yeah.
You do?
It'd be so cool. And the best thing about Land Rovers is if you're not a mechanic, it's like a Meccano set. Like everything.
That's what I need.
I put all of these in yesterday, these new lights, and you literally just drill. Like you can just drill through, hammer everything.
Okay, that's what I need. That's what I need.
Cheap.
Will you maybe help me try and get a shell?
Yeah. Definitely.
That'd be good. Oh, nice. So it's kind of like the modern Traveller, but with some traditional techniques.
Yeah, you can have like all your technology in it as well. It's light, it fits in all airlines, like hand luggage, size. All the cut-offs from the leather industry, all the waste that would like be thrown away. You reuse that and we mix it with like cut-offs from the fashion industry, which is like polyester and cotton, and blend it together to make this new fabric, which is like really strong, durable.
And when you say you blend it, are you doing it? Who's doing it? Where's it being done?
We have a supplier that makes the fabric for us, and then we get it handmade in Spain.
Okay, and where are they making the actual fabric?
In the UK.
Okay, the fabric gets reconstituted in Southampton, gets sent to Spain, gets made in Spain and sent to you guys in Lewis Road, and then you bring it out in your trailer. Living in this house, right? And you guys coming with your wares, I feel like proper old school, like a travelling tradesman has turned up to sell me their wares. It feels like we've gone back in time. Yeah, it's amazing. But no, really cool. I really like it. I could do with a new overnight bag.
It's all climate neutral, so like they're produced using wind and solar energy. So and it's like all like organic cotton.
Okay.
And, they've got our like embroidered logo.
Wow. It's not the cheapest stuff in the world, but it is good quality and made well. And we're used to very fast fashion. We're used to things being very cheap. But actually, if we want things to be done right, sometimes you've got to pay for them and look after them and repair them. I like your logo.
It's meant to be the South Downs.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
oh, that's
what
cool.
we thought of it.
Oh, I like that a lot. This was definitely you, wasn't it? This little peg touch.
Yeah, I've got like silver, white and black, and each one's colour coordinates to the size.
I like that too. I won't make you love yourself, but I can help you go.
Yeah?
Yeah, so I told you a lot.
I'm still a large. I'm still a large. This will come well with me when I go to all the different Corcovado bases around Europe. The 2 or 3 nights for a few days, going to Spain, Scotland, France, wherever.
We can do and hold.
Just stop for a cup of loose leaf tea before we go for a walk. And Ollie's just showing me how the trailer used to look when he first got it. And he's totally transformed it into what we just saw, which is very, very cool. Very impressed. Never seen anything like that before. I love it. This is the Bollinger B1 electric prototype or pre-prototype that's coming out of New York, which seems to me to be modelled on something a little bit similar to an old Land Rover. Take a look at that. We've been chatting further about this whole Land Rover idea, and yesterday I met with a guy from Brighton who is going to start knocking up some ideas for electric fat bikes so that we can whiz around here without making too much damage or noise and less cars up the lane. I have had a couple of friends offer to do the electric conversion for us. So if you guys know a good electric car battery motor kit thing that could work sticking in an old Land Rover, please link it below, because I want something good but not too expensive. Obviously it would be amazing if we could make an electric 4x4 for like, I don't know, 5-6 grand all in, when the Tesla 4x4 I think is 110,000, which I can't really afford. So we'll see how far we go, but it's nice to come up with new ideas. It feels, being so far down the lane, it does feel like it's time to start thinking about the future of transportation for me, and I guess because we're doing this experiment, I guess I'm a good guinea pig really to try these things out. We have come out for a little bit of a wander, and like another dog walker has just pulled up outside the house. And I've realised that although it's private property, some people are just used to coming here for years and they don't even really know it's private property. So I can either go in hard and tell them they're not allowed, or as I did with him, just kind of absorb it all. And he said, "Is it all right?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's okay for now. I'm still learning what people expect around here." It is absolutely freezing, and I know that because the pig trough, or the sheep's trough, is frozen on the top. But these guys did up a barn in their rural place, and it made me think, let's come and have a look at this. That's where Brenda's is. And this barn is just here. It has a new roof. It feels like maybe this was also a big part of the building here. Sort of thinking how we could make use of this social space. I think it would be a good on-season space. So it's a bit cold now and the ground is a bit boggy, but actually it's quite flat out here. Just a nice sort of summertime area. We could probably patch up all the edges and sort of make it solid. Access-wise, I think we can roll the huts in through there. So I think this is actually going to be the safest place to put the huts, really, because the rest of it in the woodland, it sort of begins to fall away. Okay, look at the inside of this. I mean, the roof is solid. I'm hoping these steel beams have good enough integrity. There's obviously water nice and close, so all we need is a bit of heat and we'll be away. Ah, yes, this looks like wild garlic coming through to me. It's a bit early for all that, I think. We are, what are we, in the first week of February. It's a bit confusing to me because I'm seeing all these shoots for bluebells coming up, but I haven't seen any primrose or anemones yet, which I thought they came first. Or maybe it's because I didn't realise that the green shoots were bluebells last year, and now I know they are, but they won't flower until the other ones come through first. I guess when you're learning anything, to begin with, you know nothing, pure ignorance. Then you begin to assemble a story that you can believe in, and then that story starts to get unwound again as you begin to learn the nuance or the difference. This is the new life shoots I'm talking about. This is just at the very back of the garden here, and you can see this trickle, a bit like the brook that I had last year, but when we follow it down you'll see it joins a beautiful, beautiful spot. The main road is just that little bit louder here than last year in V1, and I can, whenever I'm outdoors, when I'm indoors in the cottage I can't hear a thing, it's silent, but when I'm outdoors I can just hear the slight hum. But being here next to the river, it's the only place on this site where I can only hear the flow of nature, and some mates in the background. But I need that. This is my sanctuary. Last year was all pure. It was like the whole place was like a pure walk in the garden. This year I feel like I'm sharing a lot of that, and so there's a sense of loss for me in that. This is getting back to that base layer, the being, and tuning out the world entirely, if only for 10 minutes at a time. This looks like a mini forest, like I'm looking at it from a helicopter. I'm Dave, I'm living in the cottage.
Oh, hello, nice to meet you. Well, yeah, we're down there looking at watching the hunt, so...
Oh, right, I see. So that's the common thing here, is it, like kind of following the hunt?
Yeah, we just follow them when they're on their trails.
Well, apparently there's another set of stakeholders I didn't know about called The Hunt. Nice enough people, and that they know that it's not their land. They're not trying to make claim to it, but they certainly probably would challenge me quite dramatically if I tried to stop them doing it. I'm just taking it all in, taking it all in. They are off, they're on their way. Okay. Hello. Yes. What a strange experience that was. That must be the hunt. Just had a good old meeting for an hour or so with Vanessa, who's the estate manager, who basically helps make things work around here and helps add all the pieces of the puzzle and keep all the relationships moving along nicely, as you could saw from that. I mean, that hunt was interesting, wasn't it? people just bowling through. That was another stakeholder I didn't know had some claim to the land. I'm sure you guys will have strong feelings about that, but I didn't even know it existed. Just trying to figure out where on earth we're going to stick these huts. This land here is part of the farm next door, who grow vegetables, as you know, and they also do cookery classes, which I'm hoping to connect up with. And I think it might be the best social space there is. Turning the little barn into a social space, a couple of huts, could be the best thing going. And then take my time in building an understanding with the deer stalkers. The deer stalking on season is through the winter, from November or October all the way through to end of March, which kind of works for me because my on season is the people on season of April when the lights change all the way through till the end of September, October. So it's just trying to integrate with everybody's different agendas and interests in the space. It's a lot of work. The nature's the easy part. It's the people and their interests and everything like that. That's the tricky part. Making a bit of toast on the fire. Finally putting my axe to good use, making some kindling out of these logs. Please don't ask me why, I can't account for it. But for some reason I am loving listening to Celine Dion in French whilst I'm here in the cottage. I can't defend my actions, but I do love it. So as you guys can tell, the start to V2 is a bit more complex than V1 because one, there's loads more stakeholders. The hunt, the bird watchers, the farmer next door, the neighbours, let alone the estate and the local residents and everybody else. It's also more complicated because I'm going to different countries to help different people with their bases. And it's more complicated because it's not just one hut in the woods. And I'm trying to find my Corco vibes, my nature, my raw, simple, getting back to that base layer stuff again. And it is difficult and nuanced when you've got all these people coming past. You've got 4 brick walls again and comfortable indoor space. A lot more comparison, a lot more complexity. But ultimately, that was the trade I was willing to make, was to let go of the beautiful, perfect thing that I had for myself and try to work on a model that I think means more people can join here, more people can replicate it in different places, and is more sustainable and honouring and cognizant of the fact that even if it feels very rural, you're probably participating in some kind of country community. And how can digital nomads, how can the modern generation of internet dwellers work in harmony with and bring value to the existing analogue residents and businesses that exist? Any questions, stick them in the comments below. As you can tell, it's sort of unfolding, which is why it's nice to vlog as we go. Even today with the hunt, it was like, what is going on? I didn't even know this thing still existed. They're not even hunting foxes, they're just hunting the trail, a scent, because it's tradition. I guess one of the things I'm realising is that sometimes we have practices in life that we as a society begin to realise are unethical. And so people want them to stop, which is understandable because they're unethical. But interlaced with those activities and practices is also a bunch of really helpful social construct that helps people get together, celebrate the life they have. And sometimes if we just throw our practices away, we lose the social construct that glues us together, that bonds us together, that makes life worth living. That's one of the things that I'm mulling over as I'm sitting here looking at the fire, thinking about what does it mean if we're going to get rid of unethical practices in our lives and in society. What does it then mean to replace those practices with things that we do believe in? You can't just tear stuff down. When we're talking about addicts, people trying to get rid of alcoholism in their life, you can't just take it away. You have to find something to replace that hole and that space with. What kind of things can we imagine to do with the countryside that could be so exciting and so worth doing that even those that had previous practices might go, ooh, that's the way I want to occupy the space too. Anyway, it feels good to be back in the normal rhythm of things, slightly different. I will see you next Thursday, 9 PM. Take care of yourselves and look after each other.
And I can't make this all alright, but we can deal when home.